Hi guys, welcome to another video, and in this lesson we're looking at electrolysis. The word electrolysis just means to split an ionic compound using electricity. And if you remember from previous videos, an ionic compound will consist of positive metal ions that have lost electrons and negative non-metal ions that have gained electrons. This is typically what an electrolysis circuit may look like. You have the power supply, and the power supply is connected to two electrodes. And these electrodes are usually made out of conducting materials like graphite or platinum. And these electrodes have two different charges. One of the electrodes is positively charged, and we call it the anode. The negatively charged electrode is called the cathode. And then we have our electrolyte, which contains the substance that we want to split. Now, at this point, it's important for you guys to note that electrolysis only works if the ionic compound is molten or if it's dissolved in water. And that will become clearer later on in the video. But as you can see here, that in my electrolyte I have some positive ions. These would be the metals that have lost their electrons. And we also have some negative ions, which would be our non-metals, which gained electrons. Now when we turn the power supply on, these ions are going to move. And they're going to move to the electrode to which they're attracted. And in previous videos, you guys should know that opposite charges attract. So these positive ions are going to move towards the cathode, because the cathode has a negative charge. So the opposites attract. Whereas these negative ions are going to move towards the anode. Now when these ions reach the electrodes, these ions will turn into atoms. And these ions will turn into atoms by either gaining electrons or losing electrons. Electrolysis cannot work if the ionic compound is a solid, because in a solid the ions only vibrate. They're not free to move to the different electrodes. That's why we have to melt or dissolve our ionic compound. Let me give you guys a practical example. Let's say that I have an ionic compound, a molten ionic compound, which is lead bromide. My lead bromide has been placed into this electrolysis circuit, and I'm going to turn the power pack on. And you can see that these lead ions here, they have a positive charge. So they're going to move towards the negative electrode. They will gain 2 electrons and turn into lead atoms. Whereas my bromide ions will be attracted to the positive electrode. When these bromide ions reach the positive electrode, they will lose electrons and turn into atoms also. Okay guys, thanks for tuning in. Stay in touch for another video.